Baseball in the Boroughs is brought to you by Verizon. With my plan, get exactly what you want and only pay for what you need. It's time for some interleague and some interborough baseball. It's Subway Series 2023, so we're bringing in New York Post baseball columnist Jon Heyman to get his thoughts and, of course, his expertise because both the Mets and the Yankees need these two games. Jon, thanks for joining us. It's going to be a Subway Series without the headliner, Aaron Judge. He said that there's no need for a timeline when it comes to his injury. How's this team going to adjust without him in the lineup and get their bats going, especially since we don't know how long he is going to be out?
Yeah, I mean, they are not the same team without him. Obviously, makes a huge difference. They're averaging about 3 runs a game without him, and he's been out nearly a week at this point. Again, he's not going to say how long they're expecting or predicting. It's certainly going to be a while longer. It's very unfortunate. To me, he's the best position player in the game. He's the best hitter in the game overall. Someone may say Freddie Freeman or Soto, but you know, you throw the 62 home. Let's not forget he had 62 home runs last year. So you count power with hitting. He's the best to me, and it is a huge loss. And obviously, Rizzo is not performing like he did earlier. Stanton really hasn't gotten going yet. Donaldson has not quite been himself. He did hit 2 home runs his first game back, but you know, and you got Volpe struggling, so they're not scoring runs. Fortunately for the Yankees, they are pitching very well. Their bullpen has been the best in baseball. So overall, still, without Judge, they're in better shape than the Mets.
No Judge, no bats. That smells opportunity for Mets aces Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. They're both slated to take the mound this Subway Series. With the Yankees offense struggling, is there pressure for both of these pitchers to have solid outings?
Well, I mean, there's always pressure on these two guys. They are the 2 highest paid players in baseball, at least on an annual salary, at exactly $43.33 million. That's a lot of money. So there's clearly pressure. These guys are both used to pressure, multiple Cy Youngs. They've both been world champions. It has been surprising that neither has been great this year. Scherzer's been a little bit better than Verlander. I mean, you know what? Verlander was great last year. 1.75 ERA. Obviously started on the injured list this year, so that was a bit of a setback, and he really hasn't completely recovered in terms of performance, at least to this point. Scherzer's had more good moments, but not been himself to this point. So it's an opportunity because the Yankees are not at full strength. The Yankees are struggling offensively, but, you know, these two guys are 2 of the best pitchers of the last half a century, and they should have an opportunity every time they're out on the mound.
Well, pressure makes diamonds, and while you're going through the pressure or even the adversity in pro sports, you're always looking for a spark to jumpstart a season. So could a series win over the Yankees give the Mets the spark they need to turn their season around?
I'll say this, they need it. They've lost 8 out of 9. They have not been good. You know, I mean, they had that stretch where they were playing, quote unquote, bad teams, Detroit and Washington and I mean, Cincinnati at the time before L.A. De La Cruz, and they went 4-9 in that stretch. They've been even worse recently, going 1-8 over their last 9. So they're struggling on multiple fronts. I know Steve Cohn told our Joel Sherman that the pitching has not really been what they expected, and that's been the issue. But if you look at the entire team, they're really kind of below average on most levels. You look at most categories, they have not been great. The offense, which was top 5 last year in scoring runs, is below average right now. The defense is fairly average, below average in some categories, but certainly the pitching has been the biggest problem. That's fair to say. He was correct on that, but you know, they have just not been good. It is rather shocking that we're sitting here and they're 9 games out. Of course, the Yankees are 9.5 out. They're in a tougher division, but that their Mets are 9 games out and that Fangraphs has them like a 30 or 35% chance to even make the playoffs at this point in the weaker of the 2 leagues. They really need to get it going. They need to play better, and that counts hitting as well as pitching. The pitching's been the bigger issue, but they have a lot of issues right now.
So after all that great information you just blessed us with, how do you see this series playing out?
Well, right now the Yankees are the better team, and their pitching at least has been very good. You know, their starting pitching has been top 3rd. Their bullpen has been top. Alonso is out. We talked a lot about Judge, but Alonso's out. That's a big loss for the Mets. So right now the Yankees have the edge in basically all categories, even without Judge. So, I wouldn't go to the bank or your bookie based on anything that I say. And my predictions this year have not been good at all. But Yankees do look like the better team right now.
All right, I'll put the bank and the bookie on hold, but the Subway Series kicks off tonight, 7:10 p.m. at Citi Field. Jon, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.